Archangel Michael says, "Listen closely, chosen soul. Calm your thoughts for a moment and breathe deeply, because what you are about to understand is not about panic, not about urgency, and not about fear. It is about awareness." Many times in your life you have searched for a sign, something that would reassure you that you are not walking alone, something that would confirm that your silent prayers are being heard. This moment is not about a countdown of 4 minutes. It is about the realization that your life is shifting internally, and that shift has been building quietly for a long time. You feel it in subtle ways, in the way your patience is stronger than before, in the way your tolerance for negativity is lower than before, in the way your heart desires peace more than attention. These are not coincidences. These are signs of spiritual maturity unfolding inside you. You have been chosen not in the sense of superiority, but in the sense of readiness. Many people receive messages, but not everyone is ready to understand them. You are ready because you have endured seasons that shaped you. You have walked through confusion, disappointment, silence, and delay. You have questioned your path. You have doubted yourself. And yet, despite everything, you kept going. That perseverance is what makes you ready now. The miracle you are waiting for is not a sudden external event, it is the transformation of your mindset. When your mindset changes, your entire reality begins to reorganize around it. Archangel Michael is not begging you out of desperation, the message is reaching you because your spirit is open enough to receive it. There are things happening beneath the surface of your life that you cannot see yet. Doors are aligning, lessons are completing, patterns are dissolving. Sometimes the most powerful shifts happen invisibly. You may not notice them immediately, but you will feel their impact. The reason this message feels intense is because your intuition recognizes truth. Your intuition has been whispering to you that something is about to change. That whisper becomes louder when you are ready to act on it. This is not about secrecy or isolation. Don't tell anyone simply means protect your energy. Not every vision needs to be announced. Not every goal needs to be shared. Some blessings grow stronger in silence. The miracle is not confined to 4 minutes. It is unfolding through your discipline, your faith, your patience, and your courage. Think about how far you have already come. Think about the strength you developed during times when you felt unsupported. That strength is the foundation for what is coming next. Miracles are often disguised as opportunities to grow. They appear as chances to choose better habits, better boundaries, better focus. When you accept those opportunities, the external changes follow naturally. You are stepping into a season where clarity will replace confusion. Where confidence will replace hesitation. Where intentional action will replace procrastination. Archangel Michael says your life is not random. Your struggles were not meaningless. Every delay taught you something. Every setback sharpened your awareness. You are not being rushed, you are being prepared. The urgency you feel is not about fear of missing out, it is about recognizing that your time is valuable. When you stop postponing your growth, you accelerate your destiny. When you protect your peace, you attract stability. When you discipline your mind, you strengthen your future. So, do not read this with anxiety. Read it with alignment. This moment is simply a reminder that you are capable of more than you have been settling for. The miracle begins the second you decide to elevate your standards. It begins when you choose action over delay. It begins when you commit to becoming the version of yourself you admire in your quiet thoughts. That is the real shift. That is the real blessing. And it has already started within you. Archangel Michael says, "Listen carefully, chosen one, because now we go deeper into what this miracle truly means for your life. You have spent so much time waiting for something dramatic, something visible, something undeniable to happen so you could finally feel secure about your future, but what you did not realize is that the greatest miracles rarely begin outside of you. They begin in your perception. They begin in your awareness. They begin in the quiet restructuring of your thoughts." Over the past few weeks, something has been shifting inside your mind. You have started seeing situations differently. You have started noticing patterns in people. You have started recognizing where you have been settling instead of striving. This awareness is not random. It is preparation. It is alignment unfolding step by step. You may have felt moments of restlessness recently, moments where you could not fully relax because something inside you felt unfinished. That feeling was not anxiety, it was awakening. Awakening is uncomfortable at first because it forces you to confront truths you once ignored. It makes you see where you have been underestimating yourself. It makes you acknowledge the potential you have postponed. It makes you realize that your time is more valuable than you treated it before. And when you reach this stage of awareness, life begins to respond differently to you. Opportunities begin to appear that match your elevated mindset. Conversations shift. Your tolerance for negativity decreases. Your focus sharpens. These are not coincidences, they are signs that you are stepping into higher alignment. Archangel Michael says the reason this message feels personal is because it is about responsibility, not fear. You are being called into ownership of your own path. For a long time, you blamed circumstances, timing, other people's behavior, or past disappointments for where you are. And while those things influenced your journey, they do not define your future. What defines your future is the consistency of your choices starting now. Every day you wake up, you have an opportunity to reinforce discipline or reinforce distraction. Every conversation you engage in either elevates you or drains you. Every habit you repeat either builds your next level or delays it. This is the miracle in motion, the realization that your power has always been present. You have also grown emotionally in ways you barely noticed. Situations that once broke you now teach you. Words that once hurt you now reveal who to trust. Delays that once frustrated you now strengthen your patience. That emotional evolution is proof that you are ready for more stability. Stability does not arrive before maturity. It arrives because of maturity. You are no longer the version of yourself that reacts impulsively to every challenge. You are learning to pause, to analyze, to respond with intention. That shift alone changes your entire trajectory. When you respond instead of react, you gain control. And control over your response is one of the greatest forms of power. There is also something important about silence in this season. Not everything needs to be announced. Not every plan needs to be revealed. When your energy is focused inward, your progress accelerates. When you protect your vision from unnecessary opinions, it grows stronger roots. You have learned that not everyone celebrates growth. Some people only understand the version of you that stays comfortable. But comfort does not build destiny. Intention does. Discipline does. Focus does. The miracle unfolding around you is not about an instant event, it is about the compound effect of disciplined days. Archangel Michael says you must also release the fear of being misunderstood. Growth often creates distance before it creates recognition. As you elevate your standards, some relationships may feel different. That is not loss. It is recalibration. When your mindset upgrades, your environment adjusts accordingly. The people who are aligned with your higher self will remain. Those who are attached to your old patterns will slowly fade. This is natural. Do not resist it. Your life is reorganizing around the person you are becoming, not the person you were. You have been asking for clarity, and clarity is arriving through awareness. You have been asking for peace, and peace is forming through boundaries. You have been asking for progress, and progress is beginning through discipline. Nothing is random in your current season. Even the challenges you face now are shaping your resilience. Instead of asking why something is happening, start asking what it is teaching you. That question alone will transform your perspective. When you look for lessons instead of losses, you grow faster. The miracle you are chosen to see is this: you are stronger than your doubts. You are more capable than your excuses. You are more prepared than your fears suggest. The next chapter of your life will not begin with noise, it will begin with consistency. It will begin the moment you commit fully to the standards you have been thinking about but not enforcing. It will begin when you stop negotiating with distractions and start honoring your priorities. And when that commitment becomes steady, you will look back and realize that the miracle was never about a sudden event. It was about the transformation of your identity. Stay calm. Stay intentional. Protect your energy. Strengthen your discipline. Trust your evolution. The shift has already started, and this time, you are ready to carry it. Archangel Michael says, stay with this message a little longer, chosen soul, because what is unfolding now is the part most people miss. They feel inspired for a moment, they feel emotionally moved, but they do not anchor the revelation into daily action. You are not here for temporary emotion. You are here for permanent elevation. The miracle you are being prepared for is deeply connected to your identity. Identity determines behavior, behavior determines results, and results determine direction. If your identity remains small, your life will remain limited. But if your identity expands, your life will begin to match that expansion naturally. This is why your mindset shift is more important than any sudden external event. You are not being upgraded by chance. You are being refined by awareness. Over time, you adapted to survival mode. You learned how to handle disappointment quietly. You learned how to carry responsibility even when you felt unsupported. You learned how to suppress your own needs so that others could remain comfortable. But survival mode is not your final destination. It was a phase that built endurance. Now you are being called into intention mode. Intention mode is different. It requires you to ask yourself what you truly want instead of only asking what you can tolerate. It requires you to evaluate whether your daily habits reflect your long-term vision. It requires honesty without self-judgment. And that honesty is powerful because it eliminates illusion. You may notice that you are less interested in chaos than before. Drama no longer excites you. You crave clarity, stability, meaningful progress. That shift is evidence of maturity. Many people remain addicted to intensity because calm growth feels unfamiliar. But you are starting to appreciate calm strength. Calm strength builds sustainable success. It allows you to think clearly under pressure. It allows you to make decisions without emotional extremes. It allows you to protect your peace without guilt. This internal stability is part of the miracle. When your inner world stabilizes, your external world begins to follow. Archangel Michael says there is also something important about your confidence right now. Confidence is not loud. It is not aggressive. It is not about proving anything. Real confidence is quiet certainty. It is the ability to move forward even when applause is absent. It is the discipline to keep improving when no one is watching. It is the willingness to hold your standards even if others misunderstand them. You are building that type of confidence slowly. You may not recognize it yet, but the way you handle challenges now compared to before is different. You pause more. You analyze more. You choose responses carefully. That is growth in motion. There is also a deeper layer to this transformation. You are learning the value of your own energy. Energy is currency. Where you invest it determines what grows. When you invest energy into resentment, resentment grows. When you invest energy into distraction, stagnation grows. When you invest energy into focus, discipline, gratitude, and self-respect, strength grows. You cannot afford to waste your energy on situations that drain you without purpose. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is strategic. It ensures that you have enough capacity to build what truly matters. You have been through lessons that tested your patience. At times you questioned why things moved slowly. You wondered why certain doors did not open immediately. But delays often serve a protective purpose. They allow you to mature before responsibility increases. They allow you to refine your mindset before opportunity expands. If everything had happened exactly when you first desired it, you might not have been prepared to sustain it. Now, however, you are stronger. You are more self-aware. You are less impulsive. You are more disciplined. That preparation phase was not punishment, it was positioning. Archangel Michael says your next level will require consistency above motivation. There will be days when you feel inspired and days when you feel average. The difference now is that you cannot allow your discipline to fluctuate with your emotions. Growth demands repetition. Repetition builds mastery. Mastery builds confidence. And confidence builds momentum. Once momentum begins, it becomes easier to maintain focus. This is how transformation compounds. One aligned day becomes a week. One focused week becomes a month. One disciplined month becomes a new identity. Do not underestimate the power of small decisions. Waking up on time. Completing tasks even when you feel tired. Speaking respectfully even when provoked. Saving money instead of spending impulsively. Learning instead of scrolling. These decisions may feel ordinary, but they are extraordinary when repeated consistently. They form the structure of the future you desire. You do not need a dramatic miracle, you need disciplined momentum. And that momentum is within your control. There is something else you must release: comparison. Comparison weakens focus. When you measure your progress against someone else's timeline, you forget your own journey. Your path is unique because your lessons are unique. What you endured shaped you differently than others. What you learned refined you in specific ways. When you stop comparing and start concentrating, your progress accelerates. You begin to compete only with your previous self. That is the healthiest form of competition. Archangel Michael says your heart is stronger than you believe. The doubts you once entertained no longer dominate you the way they did before. You still feel them, but you do not surrender to them. That is progress. Fear may whisper, but courage now answers. Uncertainty may appear, but clarity now responds. This internal dialogue has shifted in your favor. And when your inner voice supports your growth instead of sabotaging it, everything changes. Stay steady. Stay intentional. Let your actions reflect the awareness you now carry. You are not being rushed. You are being strengthened. The miracle is unfolding through your consistency, through your self-discipline, through your willingness to evolve. And the more committed you become to this version of yourself, the more aligned your life will feel. You are not waiting for a breakthrough. You are becoming it. Archangel Michael says, this is where everything becomes real for you, chosen soul, because awareness without embodiment fades, but awareness lived daily becomes destiny. You have now understood that the miracle is not an instant event but a transformation of identity, and identity is shaped through repetition. This final phase of your realization is about integration. Integration means your thoughts, your words, and your actions begin to align consistently. No more living in contradiction. No more dreaming of discipline while practicing delay. No more speaking about growth while protecting comfort. You are stepping into alignment where what you believe and what you do finally support each other. That is power. There was a time when you looked outward for validation before making decisions. You waited for approval. You waited for reassurance. You waited for someone to confirm that your instincts were correct. But now something inside you feels different. You are less dependent on external confirmation. You are starting to trust your internal compass. That trust is earned, not given. It is earned through lessons, through mistakes, through reflection. And because you have reflected deeply on your experiences, your intuition is sharper. You sense when something is aligned and when something is not. You sense when to move forward and when to pause. That discernment is part of your spiritual maturity. Archangel Michael says the life you are building now must be built on structure. Structure is not restriction, it is stability. When you create routines that protect your focus, you strengthen your future. When you organize your time intentionally, you reduce chaos. When you set non-negotiable standards for your behavior, you eliminate confusion. Structure gives your ambition a foundation. Without structure, potential remains scattered. With structure, potential becomes productive. This is why discipline keeps appearing in your awareness. It is not to limit you, it is to liberate you from inconsistency. You have also reached a place where you understand the cost of distraction. Distraction is expensive. It steals hours, energy, and clarity. It convinces you that comfort is progress. But you are no longer easily convinced. You see through the illusion now. You recognize that every minute invested intentionally compounds over time. You are becoming protective of your time because you understand its value. That shift alone will change your results. When you respect your own time, others begin to respect it too. There is another transformation happening quietly within you: emotional balance. You no longer react to every opinion. You no longer allow small misunderstandings to control your mood. You are learning to respond with calm strength. Emotional balance does not mean you stop feeling deeply. It means your emotions no longer dictate your direction. You feel them, but you lead them. This self-control creates stability in every area of your life. Stable emotions create stable decisions. Stable decisions create stable outcomes. Archangel Michael says your next chapter requires courage without noise. Not dramatic announcements, not bold declarations, but silent commitment. Silent commitment is powerful because it is rooted in discipline, not ego. When you commit quietly, you remove the need for applause. You focus on progress instead of attention. And progress made in silence is often the strongest. You will surprise people not because you promised change, but because you consistently lived it. You may still encounter obstacles. Growth does not eliminate challenges, it equips you to handle them differently. The difference now is perspective. Instead of seeing obstacles as proof of failure, you will see them as opportunities to refine strategy. Instead of seeing delay as rejection, you will see it as redirection. This mindset shift transforms stress into strength. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How can I use this to grow?" That question alone accelerates maturity. Archangel Michael says, remember that your peace is your responsibility. Protect it. Guard it. Nourish it. Do not allow temporary emotions or external noise to disrupt your internal clarity. When you maintain peace, you think clearly. When you think clearly, you act wisely. When you act wisely, your life aligns steadily. This chain reaction is the real miracle. It is sustainable, consistent, and powerful. Now you stand at a defining point in your journey. Not because time is running out, but because your awareness has reached a new level. You know what needs to change. You know what must be prioritized. You know where discipline is required. The only question remaining is whether you will act consistently. And deep inside, you already know the answer. You are ready. Not because you feel perfect, but because you feel determined. Archangel Michael says this clarity was meant for your heart because you are capable of carrying it. You are not the same person you were months ago. Your mindset has expanded. Your standards have risen. Your resilience has strengthened. Continue forward with intention. Continue building quietly. Continue aligning your actions with your higher understanding. The miracle is no longer something you wait for. It is something you embody. And once you fully live in that embodiment, your life will reflect the strength you cultivated within. If this message truly touched your heart, don't let it end here. Comment, "I am ready," as your personal commitment to growth and alignment. Like this video to anchor this moment, and subscribe if you are serious about building discipline, clarity, and strength step by step. Your next level begins with the decision you make right now.